Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I've got something really special for you. If you are a fan of fighting games like Marvel's Contest of Champions, Injustice 2, or maybe you have played Gods of Rome, or maybe Mortal Kombat, Taken, then you are going to love what we're diving into today. I recently participated in the playtest of a brand new mobile fighting game called Versus, and I cannot wait to share my experience with you. Versus brings epic Hindu mythological characters from different yugs right into the palm of your hand. Imagine unleashing the power of legendary heroes, gods, asurs, and villains in intense action-packed battles. In this video, I'll be giving you an in-depth look at everything that this game has to offer. So buckle up and get ready for an epic journey through ancient myths and fierce battles. Let's jump right into the world of Versus. As a huge fan of superheroes, I have always been captivated by the epic battles and legendary heroes in games like Marvel's Contest of Champions and Injustice 2. But what makes Versus truly special is how it blends that superhero action with the rich tapestry of Hindu mythology. Characters like Hanumanji, Ramji, and the Pandavas are essentially the superhumans of India, spanning across yugs. They fought valiantly against evil, taking down supervillains like Asurs and Kauravas, and they stood firmly for what is right. Playing as these mythological heroes in Versus feels like the perfect fusion of my love for superhero games and the timeless stories of Indian mythology, bringing together the best of both worlds. Let's kick off our deep dive into Versus with some details about the talented team behind this amazing game. Versus is being developed by Astrotech Studios, an innovative Indian game development studio based in Pune. Currently, it is still under development and has had a total of 2 playtests. The team at Astrotech Studios is hard at work incorporating valuable feedback from playtesters to refine and perfect the game. While we don't have an official release date just yet, the dedication and effort being put into this project are sure to make it worth the wait. This game comes with a unique storyline based on Hindu mythology where some mysterious character has caused all the yugs within a yug cycle to collide into each other. The yug cycle is a concept in Hindu mythology that describes the cyclic nature of time and the progression of the world through different epochs or ages. This cycle consists of 4 yugs or ages, namely Satyug, Treta Yug, Dwapar Yug, and Kali Yug. Each yug represents a phase of moral and societal decay, with Satyug being the age of truth and purity, and Kalyug being the age of darkness and moral decline. Each yug cycle is different from each other. For example, it is said that Sri Ram was born in Treta Yug of the 24th yug cycle. Personally, for me, this is equivalent to the oscillating model of cosmology. It also kind of represents the multiple alternate universes, which is kind of what the premise of Marvel and DC games of similar genre. Coming back to the game story, during the Collection 1, we build our team consisting of avatars of heroes from previous yugs. For traversal through the story, we use the astral plane. We get to fight multiple asurs led by Naraksur and other characters from different yugs such as Ghatotkacha and Jamban. Jamban was prominently seen in Ramayana and assisted Ramji in the battle against Ravan. Characters such as these, who have been at the right side of the history, have been corrected by Naraksura's dark powers. In the end, it was revealed that someone else is behind the collision of yugas, and this marks the start of Collection 2, where the being who is responsible for the collision of yugas transports our team to fight Kauravas, who Pandavas fought during the Dwapar Yug in Mahabharata. Overall, this story seems very interesting to me, where they can even bring characters to modern cities, which is basically Kali Yuga. Since the story is set in a separate yug cycle, the story writers can hopefully take some creative freedom without offending anyone, as this does not contradict the history in any way. In Versus, the gameplay experience is designed to be both intuitive and deeply engaging. The game features a range of basic attacks such as light, medium, and heavy attacks. So the quick breakdown of how to execute these moves is basically like light attack. When if you want to perform a light attack, you tap on the right side of screen for quick jabs. To perform a medium attack, we can swipe right for a stronger strike. Heavy attack is what you do by long pressing on the right side of the screen which deals a powerful blow to the enemy. Now defensive maneuvers are just as important, so you can dodge by swiping left just before the enemy hits you to evade. You can block by long pressing on the left side of the screen. This helps you block enemies' light and medium attacks, though heavy attacks can break through. We can tap on the left side of the screen just before an enemy attack to stun them briefly, leaving them vulnerable to your counter attacks, and this is known as parry. Now each character in Versus has unique special attacks that recharge over time. There are 3 special attacks per character, with the third being an ultimate attack that is unblockable and deals massive damage. For example, like Bhim has his ultimate attack, which is known as Vayuputra's Vengeance. It utilizes his Gada for a devastating blow. Surpnakha has a ultimate known as Lovelorn, which features lethal strikes with a long nail and blades. Kandhari has her ultimate known as a Mother's Wrath, in which she unleashes powerful laser eyes, which she had acquired during her marriage and devotion for her born blind husband Dhritarashtra. Jamban's ultimate is known as Syamantak Blessing, and it involves using his legendary jewel to grow in size and crush his opponents. Now, other than that, the characters also have unique skills which we can acquire by leveling up. For example, Arjun has skills like Shock, which deals continuous damage even after you have hit the enemy, and Enhanced Crits, which increases critical damage after using special attack 1. To make your character stronger in the game, you can increase their level, rank, or star up using character cards. Leveling up and ranking up require metals and crystals, which you can earn by playing the game and progressing through the story. You can also unlock new characters either by advancing through the story or by completing milestone mission to collect character cards. The game's beautiful maps include iconic locations from mythology such as Varanasi, Rajasthan, a snowy terrain which to me looks like Kedarnath. It also has Narak, which is basically Hindu mythology's equivalent of hell, and it also has Swarglok. The developers are currently working on a class and ally system which seems similar to the class system in other fighting games such as Contest of Champions and Injustice 2. In these games, specific classes are more formidable against others, adding a strategic layer to the team composition. For example, in Contest of Champions, the Tech Champions have a class bonus against Mutant Champions, but they're weak to Cosmic Champions. So I think a similar system is being developed right now in Versus. There's also a PvP mode where you can battle against teams of other players, testing your skills and strategies in real time against global Versus community. Here are some ideas that could enhance the gameplay and overall immersion according to me. So the first one is a major enhancement which I would say would be to incorporate Hindi voiceovers. Currently the characters in Versus only speak in English, but adding Hindi and maybe even other regional Indian languages would make the game more immersive. This would also help in maintaining the cultural authenticity of the mythological characters and stories. Another important feature to consider is cloud saving. Currently the game progress is saved locally, which means that the players risk losing their progress if they switch devices or encounter technical issues. Implementing cloud save would ensure that the player's progress is secure and accessible from any device. To enhance the game's thematic consistency, it would be beneficial to use more terms related to Hindu mythology. For example, instead of using alpha and beta crystals for leveling up, terms like monies or other mythologically significant names could be used. This change would deepen the mythological immersion and enrich the gaming experience. Another thing which they could do is add a training range where players can practice characters' attacks and abilities against different opponents, and this could be very useful. This feature would allow players to hone their skills, experiment with different characters, and develop better strategies without the pressure of a real match. Implementing a friend system, maybe even at a later stage, would be significant, and it would enhance the social aspect of the game. Player could add friends, compare progress, and possibly even challenge each other to friendly matches, creating a more engaging and connected community. Introducing more attack options such as jump attacks and crouch attacks would add depth to the combat mechanic. These additional moves would allow more dynamic and strategic battles, making the gameplay even more exciting and varied. Replacing the current astral plane scene in the loading screens with tips and tricks related to the game would be more beneficial to the players. This would provide useful information during loading times, which would help the players to learn more about the game and improve their skills. Lastly, currently there is a lack of explanation as to why players sometimes control the avatars of villains. Providing a creative and clear narrative reason for this, such as a common enemy or a temporary alliance for a greater good, would make this aspect of the game seem more coherent and understandable. This would help players feel more connected to the story and characters that they are controlling. Alright, that's a wrap on our in-depth look at Versus. This game has so much potential with its unique blend of Hindu mythology and superhero action. From the detailed combat mechanics and special attacks to the immersive story mode and stunning mythological settings, Versus offers a rich and engaging experience for any fighting game enthusiast. A huge shout out to Astrotech Studios for their incredible work on this game. I cannot wait to see how Versus evolves with the feedback from playtesters and the dedication of the development team.
There's a distance between us.